morning folks, and welcome to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today for day 5 of our Florida holiday, and it's day 5 of our daily vlog. A little bit later than yesterday's vlog, this one. It's currently about 8:30 in the morning, and we're slowly edging our way towards 9 o'clock. Now there's a bit more life around me today. You can probably hear voices in the background and things like that, and I'm getting one or two of the old-fashioned looks as people pass me by wondering what I'm up to. But yeah, it's just one of those things. You probably just think I'm a little bit mental, which you wouldn't be too far wrong, would they, at times? Anyway, on to today's vlog. Today we're going to be visiting Epcot, which is Walt Disney World's second gate, as they like to call it. That merely means, for those of you who aren't in the know and not up with Disney speak, is that it's the second park that they built. Dates from about 1982, Epcot, and I always like visiting Epcot. I'll be honest with you, it's my favourite park out of all four, simply because it seems to go at a more sedate pace. You don't have the manicness of the Magic Kingdom, you don't have the heat of bloody Animal Kingdom, and, you know, Hollywood Studios has just become Star Wars land now, so I like Epcot. But changes are coming up, Potters, and as of next year, there'll be a lot of new things in there, and a lot of old things that I enjoyed will be gone. So I'm going to be doing a bit of documentation from inside that one, purely for, you know, purely for nostalgia and things like that, because as I say, as of next year, things will be changing in there. So, on the note of making films inside the parks, I've not really done a lot of footage. I've not been able to get any good footage, really, simply due to the cameras that I use. I always use old iPhones, as probably a lot of you out there know, simply because they're portable and they're compact. You know, I can stick them in my top pocket, and away I go. As you know, normally I get in some out-of-the-way places, don't I, up on hills and things like that. And if you're making a video like I'm doing now, where you're just sat in front of the camera chatting away, or you're pointing it at something and chatting away from behind the camera, they're pretty good. You know, the quality is excellent, and it will rival any of the cameras, you know, that vloggers use. I think Canons are the weapon of choice for vloggers, aren't they? Those type of cameras. But if you start moving about, or you're going a place that's noisy, like a theme park, they do struggle, because obviously you're relying on the little microphone that's built into the camera. And with a lot of that footage that I've made and I've got, I've found that you can hear people in the background more than you can hear me, although I'm closer to the camera. Why it works out that way, I don't know. It's just one of those things. So I've had to scrap a lot of footage. Hopefully that won't happen in Epcot, because I want a lot of it purely for my own ends. So I hope I managed to get some good footage, not just for you guys, but for me as well. So, we always have a little theme, don't we, in these vlogs? You know, like it was tipping one day, it was the timeshare presentation the day before. Today, it's going to be rookie mistakes that you make when you're on holiday. And we've made a few, me and Mrs H, since coming here on this particular holiday, despite us coming to Florida many times, and we shouldn't really be making them, but we've made them. So I'll list them in no particular order. The first one is when you're in a theme park, a Walt Disney theme park, and you see that black cloud coming over, and you think, go on, I'll risk it, I'll get on this particular attraction. And we did that the other day. It was in Magic Kingdom, and we went on the Jungle Cruise, which, for those of you who don't know, it's like a little boat ride, and it takes you through a jungle-themed area. And the guy who's riding the boat, he's a little bit sarcastic, and he comes out with lots of bad jokes, and that's all part of the experience. So we saw this black cloud, and Mrs H says, that looks like it's going to be a bad storm. And I says, yeah, it does, and what do you want to do? And she says, go on, we'll risk it. Luckily, she had enough foresight to cover up the pram with one of the ponchos that we brought. But we gets on this Jungle Cruise, Hot Potters. It sets off, and you start feeling the patters of rain, and it's not like in the UK, you know, they come down and the big raindrops over here in Florida. And as it sets off and there's no turning back, the heavens opened. It was just literally like somebody turned a shower on us. There were people on one side of the boat, and they were lucky because with the way the rain was driving and the wind, they was fairly dry, but we was in the open, so all we could do was sort of shield little Toby as best we could and just take it, Hot Potters. And just take it, you know. We ended up wet through. We should have known better with that one. We really should. Another rookie mistake that we've made relates to eating out on International Drive or US 192. And when you get here, the first thing you should always do is visit the information places, or go down to your hotel lobby and pick up a little booklet. I've not got any here, but they're only small, they're only about yeah big. And them are full of vouchers for all places that are off Disney property. And they usually have something like 10% off your final bill in them, 15% in some cases. And they're always handy then, because it gets a little bit knocked off your bill, you're not paying full price for your food, and it allows you to leave a tip then, and you don't feel as though you're being done, you know. You look at it and you say, hang on a bit, but a tip on top of that's going to cost me so much, so it helps out that way. And the first thing we always used to do when we got here was get these books, not because we're cheapskates, but because they're there to help you out a little bit and entice you to use those particular places. So we didn't get any, did we? So we ended up paying full price for about the first 3 days. Mr H's father-in-law, when we were Skyping him and, you know, Mrs H told him what had gone on, he went berserk, you know. He says, I taught you better than that, meaning Mrs H, not me, you know. He can't really have a go at me as such, can he? You know, me being one removed type of thing. But yeah, he wouldn't speak to Mrs H for a little bit afterwards. It really hurt his Yorkshire pride that we'd been paying full price. Now, the big one that we made was, sometimes when we didn't have Toby, we didn't bother hiring a car over here. We used to use public transport, but I don't want to be taking a 9-month-old baby on either hotel transport or public transport. I'll hit on hotel transport later on in one of these vlogs, but basically it can be a bit of a crush on public transport, and I don't want to put little Toby through that. Plus, we now have more gubbins with us, more bags and stuff to take in with us, because kids seem to come with more luggage than any of us, don't they? You know, you need bottles, you need a spare set of clothing in case they end up doing a little accident, or a whoopsie, as Michael Crawford used to say, and some mothers do have them. So, you know, I don't want to be trying to get all that sort of stuff on public transport, because they won't wait till you sit down. You're halfway down the corridor in the bus, and then next thing, as it pulls off. We didn't want any of that, so we hired a car. So we got it from the airport. We was frazzled because it had taken forever to get through immigration for this particular trip. So we was frazzled to start off with, and we gets out onto their highways. And it's not like back in the UK. I will never, Hot Potters, never complain about the road tax in the UK again. It's a good screw. You pay it once a year and you've done. You know where the toll roads are in the UK, which is the Birmingham and various bridges and tunnels, and away you go. But over here they've got toll roads. So we get out and they have a thing called the E-Pass, or the Sun Pass, which for people who come on a regular basis, you can buy that, get into a lane and just drive through, and it automatically clocks you, you know, with electronic wizardry. We're listening to the sat-nav, which is saying, you know, keep left, which we did, and we ended up in the bloody E-Pass lane, didn't we? And we should have stopped and paid for our journey on that particular part of the toll road. Unfortunately we didn't, we just shot through. And once you get onto it, even though you know you're making the mistake, the sign's up telling you, do not stop, keep going, do not pull over, you know. So you're forced basically to take the hit, and if you've made a mistake, you take the hit, and it was one of those. We also didn't have any, you know, low denomination or coins available to us. We'd left it all in the boot, hadn't we, in the bloody chuffing wallet, because we'd separated English and American money. So we gets to the next one, and we said, well, we'll not make that mistake, we'll pull in. We pulls in and we finds out it doesn't accept dollar bills, it only accepts change. So that was a big rookie mistake. If ever you do come over here and you hire a car, you know, remember to have some coins available ready for the toll roads, and some low dollar bills. But what rookie mistakes have you made when you've been out on holiday? Leave your comments below. Right then, this is cracking on, and it's getting, it's over 10 minutes long, this one, so I'm going to have to get back upstairs and get this edited up, and then we're going to hit Epcot. So folks, until the next time, and day 6 of our little daily vlogs by the pool, it is bye bye for now.